Welcome back, Ultimate fans, to Ulti World's live streaming coverage of the Youth Club Championships, coming to you from just outside of beautiful Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are in Blaine, Minnesota at the National Sports Complex for the girls under 20 final, and you can see no losses between this team, so a real undefeated showdown. Oregon Downpour taking on Utah Swarm. I'm Keith Rainer, and I'm joined by Charlie Eisenhood in the booth for this one. And look, everybody's talked about it even prior to this tournament starting, Charlie. High expectations for Downpour, for them to be a strong team, and they've delivered on that throughout this tournament. Can Swarm challenge a team that has otherwise been dominant?
Oregon Downpour, defending champions here, the #1 overall seed. They won their quarterfinal over Warhawks 15-0, and they just beat Maine Riptide 15-4 in the semifinals. They will be the heavy favorites. They have some tremendously talented players, led by number 72, Elsa Waybright. On the other side, Utah Swarm, also undefeated, but not quite as dominant. They get pretty comfortable wins throughout pool play, although they have a 15-10 win over Seven Hills. Very strong performance against Catlanta in the semifinals. They win that one 15-7, but do they have the athleticism to keep up with this Downpour team? We're going to find out right now as we get underway here in the U-20 girls final.
First pull from Swarm in the blacks to Downpour in the sky blues. I mean, even bluer than the sky, perhaps, here in Blaine. And big space offense on display right now from Downpour. Dane Kokler towing the line to keep that in bounds. A gust of wind appears as Kokler tries to throw up the line. So a early break chance, and it lasts nary a throw. Blocked by Cyrus Linkfield. And a throw from McKinley Maurer. Now it's back in the hands of the Downpour offense. Opal Burris looking for options. LD Donahue gets it, and they get it over to Elsa Waybright. Waybright, incredibly dynamic player, but one of the many on this team, and a beautiful inside break. Great score for Downpour. Aaron Area Kramer comes down with it, and he makes 1-0.
Elsa Waybright sending in the assist, and not a perfect O-point, of course, for Downpour. They do have the turnover. Kokler trying to throw up the line into an increasing breeze, but very quickly given back. Cyrus Linkfield getting the pick off.
A great inside forehand, just really sharp from LD Donahue. So Downpour strikes first, but not without giving up a break chance, potentially good field opportunity. That's got to make you feel a little more confident if you're Swarm. Hey, we know we can get the disc. We saw that their D-line could be very efficient in the semifinal. They were a strong executing group against Catlanta. If they can create opportunities, that is going to open the door.
I think this is the big test here, though. How does the Utah Swarm offense hold up against the D-line from this Downpour team?
And potentially going upwind. The shifting conditions here. We have seen different weather every day for 4 straight days here in Blaine, Minnesota. But the sun has come out. The sky is looking beautiful. And disc centered up. Nice pull coverage, but great initiating play. And over to the break side, Lily Terpstra looking for options and throws directly into the poach. Cyrus Linkfield again. 2 blocks for Linkfield early in this one. And she's got the disc, holding and looking for options. Nearly a poach block back the other way. Did generate the turn, though. Not quite sure if Terpstra able to get a hand on it, but enough to get possession. but given right back. Unforced error. Now Opal Burris picks up. It's Waybright. Wide for the easy score. The emphatic ending to that point. Dane Kokler knocking that one in. And it's 2-0 just like that. And a scary sight for Swarm.
Dane Kokler, one of the biggest stars at the high school national invite, playing for South Eugene. South Eugene getting a big win in that one. And we saw Waybright to Kokler many times. And now they're out here playing for Downpour. Quick 2-0 lead over Swarm. Good offense to start from Utah. A timing miscue, had an open cutter, late to the throw, and a pickoff there for Cyrus Linkfield.
Yeah, Kokler just 16, and that was part of what made them so impressive at high school national invite. A player who plays with great pace, ton of speed. I can see part of the word wheels on the back of the jersey, and that is very appropriate. And surrounded by teammates who are this skilled and experienced, Kokler is really enabled to make a big impact on the game. Downpour getting organized and Swarm trying to find answers. You're right, they were able to generate open looks, but some execution errors. Costly though. You just know you don't have a lot of room for error against a team of this caliber.
Yeah, we saw when they made offensive mistakes against Catlanta in the semifinals, their O-line able to get it back with regularity, only giving up the one break in the game. But the athleticism and skill from this Downpour team, they are not going to be as forgiving when they get the disc.
Oregon flashing zone on this point. Was Swalberg with the disc in the middle. Swarm just working the sidelines right now. Just classic swinging motion. I'd say that's like one of the first things that many zone offenses are taught, but the cross-field throw from Margaret Davis catches too much air. Gets over the head of the receiver, and this is dangerous territory because Downpour loves to play with pace. They attack in transition, get the disc moving, but the around break attempt from Linkfield comes up short.
Great downfield defense, and in the reset space. Also, Waybright got shut down on the up line and forcing Downpour into a high stall swing, and it finds the ground.
Simpson digs one out, but another high throw from Margaret Davis evades the hands of potential receiver. And this lack of efficiency is troubling for Utah. I mean, you can see that Downpour is not necessarily a possession-based team. I mean, this is not a team that just doesn't take a lot of chances, always takes the safe option. They're going to play aggressive and trust that they can get the disc back. But Swarm is not making the most of their chances thus far. Kokler up ahead for Kramer, but inaccurate, intercepted. Margaret Davis gets it back after the earlier turnover. Now here's Terpstra. Davis again. Downfield defense from Oregon is stout right now. Handlers can't keep holding it against that defense, and Linkfield able to drop it off for Kramer. And Kramer gets a second goal. Downpour stakes out a 3-0 lead.
Well, it's just so much speed on the field for Downpour. Even when cutters are open for a moment, Downpour defenders are quick to recover. This case just a drop, but it's short field because they weren't able to make any upfield progress hitting their cutters.
Yeah, when your downfield defense clamps down that heavily, it makes it a lot easier to play reset defense. You get to try and apply pressure. You get a sense for how long the handlers are going to look upfield before they go to a reset. Downpour in a commanding lead already, and this is probably the tester. I mean, I hate to say on the fourth point of the game that we could be looking at the outcome, but take a look at how these two teams got here. Dominant scores for Downpour.
Yeah, as mentioned, I mean, we've seen them do this to every team. You can see they play the 2 overall seed of the tournament in Triangle Warhawks and don't allow them to score a point.
Well, seeding a little bit wonky for this tournament, but that is also been a trend across the entire bracket. I mean, very few close games, but these teams are blowing out teams that were blowing out other teams.
That's right. That's right. See Swarm 10-point win in quarters, 8-point win in semis, and they were, running a fairly deep rotation. So we'll see what Swarm decides to do at this point, because I think you're right, Keith. There's not much more opportunity. You need your O-line to go out there and get a hold to try to get some kind of footing in the game.
I will say both teams have been fairly tight in their rotations. We've seen a lot of the same faces out on these early points. And another advantage the Downpour can build up is as they get the lead, they can open up the rotation a little bit, rest people's legs. While right now we're seeing a lot of Swarm having to rely on their most experienced players. So Downpour trying to march towards a repeat title in this division. Gained a lot of notoriety with last year's success and have brought a lot of attention to the youth scene in Oregon.
Well, it is worth noting last year's title for Oregon against a much smaller field. YCC's not back to full strength in 2021, and it was canceled in 2020. The last time we really had a full field at the tournament was pre-COVID in 2019. And that's a painful turnover. Abitora dropping the disc and another short field for Downpour.
Waybright with it in the middle of the field, great position. Now to Donahue. They step around for one. Burris with it, tries to force it up the gut. Big stand on the goal line by Swarm. Now get it out to Onder, who got that block to save potential score. Huge grab. What a saving play. Abitora. And a great opportunity for Swarm, but Waybright snares one on defense, and Downpour back in transition. But still showing fight, this Swarm defense, and a hand block, although a foul call.
Well, it looked pretty good. It went straight into the ground.
Stella Onder on the mark.
So I can help with rules. You can pretend like I'm not here. I'll let you decide, just so you know.
So if I contest this, then...
Then you keep the disc, and the stall is at... What was the stall
We
at?
asked for... Was that 5 or 6?
Okay, then the stall would be at 6.
We asked for their...
Do you want a ruling? Or do you want a rules clarification?
I want you to...
Okay. So you'll come to me for a ruling?
Yeah.
So the call is a foul. It is a foul, so the disc was in her hand when you hit it. So the disc will stay here, and the stall will come in on 1.
On seeing that replay, I think that's the right ruling. Clearly still in the hand.
Agree with you there, and so Helen Burris keeps it, but a potential block that's going to yield another call. Here for discussion with Audrey Selfridge and Waybright.
And they're just going to send it back on a contest and not ask for the observers to intervene.
Well, I hope Selfridge returns to the correct
just a
spacing
foul,
before play
in on
reinitiates. That doesn't look like that's going to occur. Selfridge, unfortunately, going to be out of position. Goes right back to Waybright, taking advantage of that. Young players still figuring everything out, but Waybright's throw is beyond the reach. Donahue. So Swarm's getting their chances still. High grab from Annika Archibald, followed up by the same type of grab from Onder. Nice job by Donahue on the mark to deny a free pass to Onder. Terpstra around, it's hanging. Selfridge tries to make the play. 2 defenders in the space. Selfridge frustrated, she couldn't bring it in, but that would have been a heck of a catch.
It's a catch she should make, though. It's a catch we saw her make many times in the semifinal. And there was pressure, but she was first to the disc and had a hand on it.
Inside break, sails to the defender. Terpstra intercepts, and Swarm gets their first score. They break the seal to make it 3-1.
Huge, huge hold. And to be able to stay gritty on defense and get the turnovers back. They have 3 turns on the point. They have yet to have a turnover-free 0 point. 2 turns on the first and 3 on the last 2, but this time able to persevere and take advantage of the short field. And there's the block that saved a break. And then the huge layout catch from Tara. Great concentration, making the catch with the left hand. And this disc pops a bit, but look, that's a play that Selfridge knows she can make. Just maybe thinking a little bit about the line, the 2 defenders, and just tips off of the right hand. But they're fortunate to take advantage of the missed throw and then zipped into the end zone. Terpstra finding Onder, and Utah on the board.
They needed that one, but you continue to see a scrappy level of play from them, and they need that against a team like this. I think, has there been a clean score yet? Not sure either team has gone a whole point without a turnover.
That's right.
And I think that's the kind of game it's going to be, but I don't think either team is afraid to play in that environment, but I think Downpour might be a little more comfortable there. Yes, it's a gritty Utah team, but I feel like that's just kind of Downpour's play style altogether. And I think Utah, their path to getting back in it is simply executing well, converting on a high rate. We talked in our last game, semifinal between Swarm and Catlanta, that Swarm showed themselves so well in. And we talked about the rise of the Utah scene in general. Utah Ultimate, from nearly every level, they just keep getting better and better. And we already had that clipped and posted on Instagram by the Utah Wild in the Western Ultimate League. Hadn't had a chance to mention them, but we'll see what their influence is going to be like on this community. Having a semi-professional women's organization that is on a big stage and competing with communities that I think are well known for their ultimate strength.
Utah had a break chance against this Oregon offense on the first point of the game. Did not convert. We'll see what they can do defensively. They're showing zone, and they get a drop out of Downpour.
Kramer not able to hold on, so this is great field position for a potential break. Wide throw from Selfridge, nearly towed in by Onder. Archibald looking for options. Resets back to Cass Recker. Recker tries to fire one towards the back corner, but knocked away by Kokler.
And those are the opportunities that Swarm cannot afford to give up. Just a little impatient in the red zone.
And we weren't seeing that from them in the semifinals. They were resetting and swinging in that situation, but not able to get off the around and force one in. High throw gets away there. Got picked up by Maurer. Recker looking for options, but there's not much going on downfield. So Maurer and Recker working together.
The stack is very deep and separated from the handler set, and they turn it over.
Not sure if maybe Kramer got a piece of that, but Recker not able to get the completion, and now initiating the other way. Kokler up line to Linkfield. Linkfield looking back shoulder. A hanger that's going to draw a pack of players. And in a swarm, it's Utah who comes out with that. Knocked away by Annika Archibald.
Archibald, a key defender for the team, and provides some pop offensively. Saw her with a big layout in the semifinals for a score.
But the possession short-lived, and that is what feels like it's keeping Swarm out of it. Quickly picked up. Downpour, swing in the middle. Great securing grab from Lakefield. Give and go with Kramer. Draws the poach. Can Lakefield take advantage? Chooses to settle in. And a great up line cut for Kramer. They're looking to continue. And Kokler springs free from out of the middle of the stack towards the front cone. Downpour goes back up 3 now, 4-1.
Well, 3 chances for Swarm, and 2 of them in the red zone. They're going to be looking back on these missed opportunities. It just needs to have some more discipline, and it's hard to say that to a team that's shown a ton of discipline throughout the tournament. But trying to force an inside shot, and that one just slipped out of the hands of Cass Recker. Big saving grab by Linkfield. And then at the front cone, Kramer finding Kokler.
I wonder if there are some nerves at play here, Charlie. I mean, this Downpour team's fairly intimidating. Their reputation precedes them, and I think the other teams know the kind of results that they've been putting up. They're the reigning champs. And after seeing such discipline from Swarm in other games, seeing them look so different in this one makes me feel like maybe there are a little bit of nerves coming into the final. It's a big stage for these young players.
Staying loose on offense.
That's key when there's potential nerves, when it's a big moment like this. Waybright with the pull. We didn't mention that Downpour's missing what could be their best player. He's playing with the World Junior at the World Junior Ultimate Championships with the U.S. Under-20 women's team, Keisha Hahn. But no shortage of firepower on Downpour. Again, just pressure downfield from Downpour, forcing the Utah handlers to keep moving it together. Finally, get some yardage to Onder.
Onder made a great move there to get free on Waybright.
Being able to break down a defender of that level is a great sign for Onder.
These really deep cutting lanes are going to be difficult to continue to hit.
High throw, bounces off the hands of Terpstra, and now Downpour with another chance to add to their lead. Opal Burris ahead. Aviva Kalenkowicz gets it back to Burris. Now here's Waybright. Waybright uncorks the hammer and right on target. Excellent throw from Elsa Waybright, who's showing you exactly why they're considered one of the best players at this tournament.
Absolute dime to Ollie Bunsen. And it's now a 3-break lead for Oregon. Wainwright sees the open break side space and launches the hammer.
And just no chance for any defender to make a play on it.
Yeah, Utah in good position. It's just a really smart throw.
And it can be tough. I mean, one of the things about hammers, especially when there's a little bit of a breeze, is keeping it on target but getting the right time aloft. You need it to go high enough to get over the defense and get to where you need it to go, but not a hanger that the defense can come over and make a play on. We've all seen one of those hammers helix around after too much time in the air. And I'm sure that Terpstra would have loved for it to be off target and have a little more float, but nicely placed by Wainwright. So Swarm back on offense, and now just looking to score just to stay in it, keep the opportunity for a comeback alive.
It's a 4-goal lead, but it's just 3 breaks. We know this Utah team is capable of putting breaks on the board.
Svalberg indicating where she wants some of the cutters to go. Terpstra helps open things up. But a turnover. So Downpour at about midfield.
Yeah, if you drop the disc like Utah has in this game, you can lose to anybody, not just the #1 seed. Was that disc, was that a completion?
Nobody's questioning it on the field.
Looked like Kramer didn't have that caught fully.
Linkfield gets into the end zone and catches that. Kolankowicz on the assist, and another break for Downpour.
Well, they're pouring it on. Let's see here. Loses control, and I think that was on the ground before the disc was fully caught. Bobble doesn't really have control here, doesn't have control here, and by the time there is a full catch on the disc, that disc is on the grass. That should be a turnover, but nobody on Utah says anything. Kramer doesn't say anything, and that's another break for Downpour.
Now, to give you a sense of what we're talking about, this Downpour team, they've given up 11 points at this tournament, total. Not in one game, total. Blanked 2 teams. They went to Eugene Summer Solstice preseason club tournament. Beat Nightlock, perennial quarterfinals contender. Beat Underground. Beat Portland Schwa. Team that was that's World Championships caliber club.
It's incredible.
I mean, this is.
I think they're right now. They're a top 10 team in the adult club rankings in USA Ultimate.
This is a different beast. You know, this is not the average potential YCC girls division champion.
And to be fair, it's a preseason tournament. It's
Sure.
a tryout tournament. It's not what the teams that we're going to see at the club national championship.
I'm not saying this team will make club nationals quarters or anything.
It's still incredibly impressive.
Yeah, most high school teams couldn't sniff that. They're back to work and looking to polish off another remarkable campaign. They're now in a 4-person cup, dedicating a lot of resources to making these throws hard. And that opens up some downfield space to attack, but Wainwright is there with another interception. Cross-field throw from Wainwright, and Kokler makes it look easy.
Well, and just like that, we're less than 30 minutes into this game, and it's basically over.
We're almost at half.
To go from 3 breaks to 5, it's hard to see how Utah is going to get back into it at this point.
And I mean, this is Elsa Waybright. This is what they can do. Tremendous athleticism on defense. They can put the perfect shot the other way. Seeing eye disc that flies its way through defenders. They're their total package, and I don't know what the division's going to do with Dave Kokler. Dave Kokler's going to be a problem. Only 16, more time to develop and become more polished.
Yeah, even with the turnovers, just athletically dominant on the field.
Absolutely. So Downpour in control right now. But we know from prior experience, this is not a team that takes the foot off the gas. It's not a team that'll celebrate early. They're not going to say, okay, let's just have a good time and relax. Do open up the roster, however, seeing some new faces come on the field for Downpour. Chance to rest some of the top end players who've been busy at the beginning of this one. Margaret Davis getting ready to initiate play against this four-person cup. Swalberg through the middle, finds Abby Davis. That gets things going, and that's the best point yet for Swarm. Take advantage of some of the personnel changes. Carve right through the zone. Terpstra on the assist. Tara on the goal.
Yeah, that's some great zone offense. Total zone breaker throw through the cup right here. And then off to the races, never letting the cup reset. Inside forehand, snapped into the front of the end zone. Tara there for the score. And I mean, this is where it has to start for Swarm. You got to get your O-line off the field. Check. Now, can the defense take advantage of the opportunities that they have been able to get? There has not been a clean point for the O-line from Oregon yet.
That has been the question. I mean, I don't even feel like their D-line offense has really built up a lot of momentum yet on any of these possessions. And credit to Downpour's defense after the turn. Nelson, the offense back out, however. Still some new faces. Linkfield coming back out, but a lot of folks who we haven't seen quite pile up the stats yet. Same's true on the other side. Swarm still utilizing a lot of their top players. Terpstra among them. Pull goes up. Nice hang time. Lets the defense set, and Linkfield steps around for a pretty swing, but then a block by Terpstra.
Lily Terpstra's been one of the best players at this tournament.
Not necessarily a flashy player, not someone who piles up a ton of stats, but she gets a lot of things done. Very productive, and initiates to the break side. Now looking to the end zone, poach in the area, but I'm not sure how.
Wow.
Annika Archibald saved that, but
I think watching that in real time that she kept those toes in bounds, but it's not going to matter. Another red zone turnover for the Swarm defense, but they get it right back.
Yeah, Kalinkowitz rusting that swing. Swalberg motioning for the team to settle down, recognizing they've got to be effective in this area.
And it's a good time to take a timeout. The offense is already set. The defense is already set. You're not giving up any stall count. You're not in a situation where you have a advantage with players downfield. You're going to reset in basically the same position anyway. This gives you a chance to set up a play and call exactly the players you want to be involved with the disc to get into the end zone. And look at this. Look at this play. Incredible grab. Archibald just staying focused, and it was definitely in.
Yeah, not a lot of time to line up the toe in and the layout simultaneously, but Archibald needed very little of it and made the most of what precious seconds she had.
Well, Lily Terpstra has 3 turnovers in this game, and they really, I think they're going to need her to clean it up a little bit. She's also thrown some fantastic throws. She had the assist on the previous point. She got the key block to get this D-line point going for Utah, but she's going to have to be a little bit smarter with the disc, and she's capable.
It's no doubt that the pressure and presence of Downpour has impacted Swarm's offensive capabilities, but some of these errors are within their capabilities clearly. We've seen some unforced mistakes.
From the D-line, it's been all self-inflicted wounds.
So Oregon throwing a non-traditional look as they're trying to figure out where to get set exactly. If it's confusing for the defense, it's probably going to be confusing for the offense. Svalberg checks in. And confusion is exactly what we got. But a throw towards the end zone, and that is a break. Audrey Selfridge fired up after the skying score. And we see the selfie-selly again.
I don't know the number of breaks that this Downpour team has given up this weekend, but it's not a large number. It's possible that it's 0. But Swarm gets onto the break board and cuts the lead to 4. Once again, Archibald able to save possession, towing the line. Couple quick turnovers back and forth, and the lob up to Selfridge at a high stall count, no problem. Selfridge maybe the most explosive downfield player in this Utah lineup. And they are fired up. Send a picture to mom.
Maybe that was their B-reel going off. I don't know. We see Lou Burris on the sidelines.
Legendary Oregon coach.
And you could certainly see a lot of the fugue style of old that led them to so much success in this Oregon team. And Burris, not just a coach, but a dad. A pair of Burris's on this squad. Older Burris Opal, I believe, headed to Carleton to join a stacked Syzygy squad.
Opal's 17 years old. Helen, 15.
I think we're going to hear about more Burris's, but following in the footsteps of their old dad, of course, Lou, a legend in his own right at first time playing. Easy to forget that he was once a very strong player himself, playing for Cut. Ray Bright catches under pressure and slings a continue to Linkfield. Quick movement gets Kokler involved. Now they've got it on the sideline, and just an uncovered target. Kokler fires it off. And that's a strong statement from Downpour to take half. Had to respond after giving up 2 straight. That's going to be 8 for them.
Yeah, it's a good bounce back point for Downpour offensively. Their first clean hold of the game. So Kokler finding the unmarked Izzy Zaladik-Luba in the end zone. 8-3 here at the half. Utah got to break back, but lots of work to do. See if they can close it out in the second half. Downpour up 5.
So now you're here again, knocking at my door. for a big forehand, looking for Corvo. And that is a long shot to the end zone and a layout grab for the score. Now a big forehand looking for Phillips. Elston giving chase. Phillips with a big layout, crap catch. Darren Smith comes under and going downfield right away looking for Impole. And Impole with an incredible grab against his momentum to save that one.
I'm starting to break out from the grave. See, I finally opened up my eyes.
Great poach block.
And I saw me coming back to life. That I'd be better without you inside.
To throw in the area. Smith coming over for the poach interception. That's a great grab. Now looking to attack quickly. The layout grab.
I'm not backing down, 'cause the future is now. Not backing down, 'cause the future is now.
Big layout block. Looking for Phillips, a couple defenders in the area. Phillips goes up. It's now a muck for the end zone. Isabella Cope-Musla, she makes the grab. It's Clyde looking for a massive backhand, looking for Corvo downfield. Clyde going for the hammer, looking for Vega, and Vega all alone. Clyde with the backhand fake, setting up an actual backhand, going for the full field, and again, he's able to do so. You see a big forehand from Clyde, and that one is tracked down to Smith. He's going for another big forehand. That is on the money. Indianapolis Incognito breaks for the win, 15-13. They're heading to the YCC final.
One ball to the end zone for Logan Williams in the Incognito score. That's a game winner.
The last 50 years have seen a lot of positive change
around a whole range of important issues.
And some things remain reassuringly unchanged.
Like the spirit of our game.
Ultimate is 50 years young
and still a perfect circle
of fair play,
athletic pursuit,
and camaraderie.
In fact, Ultimate was a social network
before social networks even existed.
Respetamos nuestras diferencias
and understand the value that they add.
The revolution of the disc in flight continues to prove
that there's nothing we can't achieve
when we
pull together.
Long live Ultimate!
Larga vida Ultime.
Long live Ultimate.
Getting ready here for the second half of the girls U-20 final here at the Youth Club Championships in Blaine, Minnesota. Oregon Downpour with a 5-goal, 8-3 lead. Looked like they were in firm control, and it's hard to argue that they are now, but up 7-1, gave up a couple of scores in a row. That's the ray of hope for Swarm fans. But otherwise, it would be a continuance of the dominance we've seen from Downpour. They get ready for the second half on defense. I'm Keith Rader, joined by Charlie Eisenhood. Swarm getting ready to start on offense. Now, they can go out here, get a quick hold, get back on defense. Might be able to change the tenor of this game, but this Downpour team has shown themselves to be top class. Pull out the back. Looks like Oregon is going to stick with their zone set. It's a 4-person zone. Lots of players attacking the thrower, trying to make the angles difficult, put some pressure on those handlers. They're just going to let 3 downfield defenders try and contain everything else. Resets back to Svalberg. Svalberg going over the top, able to keep that in bounds with the help of Onder.
It was close, but it's called in by the observer.
Continue to see some of these high skip passes from Utah. And finally, one of those high ones gets away. That's been a difficult challenge for them to overcome throughout this game. Linkfield streaking up the line. And now sending one to the end zone for Waybright. Waybright trying to go over the top of the defender. Can't come down with it, but calls a foul on the play.
Yeah, it looked to me like the contact from Margaret Davis happened before Waybright had an opportunity to complete this catch. You can see just basically creating contact there. That's easy foul call. I'm surprised that Davis is...
I think we were up at the same.
Okay, it's a foul contest. Do you want a ruling, or did you just to send it back?
Okay, let's hear a ruling first.
You can't. You have to.
I'm going to leave it a contest. You can do the ruling if you want. I'm fine with the contest. Okay.
Foul contest.
So the disc will stay with Oregon, but it's going to go back. Very obvious contact constituting a foul there from Margaret Davis. It almost looked like she was trying to create contact.
Well, you heard another player interject, and I want to go with the ruling first. And you know, if you're very used to playing with observers, that might seem like an odd idea, not how it works. But again, these are young players who are learning about this process and this system. Hammer under duress. Lots of players in the area, but no one could come up with it. But you like to see the players learning about what it's like to interact with observers and go through the player control process with the help of a third party. Not sure where the foul occurred, but the hammer from Linkfield is where the conversation is happening, so. So Linkfield talking with Selfridge.
So I said,
Stalling 6. Okay. Yeah, and make sure you check with your team. They're not quite
Contested foul. Certainly an outcome to the advantage of the offense, regardless of how it occurred. Lakefield able to maintain possession. Pair of resets, gets the disc in the middle of the field. Waybright, no one in the area. Same is true for the continued throw. Luce Chambliss gets the goal. And that is another break. It's going to widen this gap in an unsustainable manner. It's now 9-3.
There's the hammer. Hard to tell really from that if there was a foul. But realistically, the contact on the other side when Waybright was in the end zone was clearly a foul, so having Downpour scoring this point feels like the right outcome.
And that contact has nothing to do with the blown coverage. I'm not sure what happened on defense there, but Waybright and Chambliss able to take advantage of some confusion or create some confusion and take advantage of it, either way. So Downpour, the reigning champs in this division, looking to make it 2 in a row. And in very favorable position to do so. Haven't given up more than 4 goals to a single team in this division, this tournament. Cochler's pull, drifting to the opposite sideline, and Svalberg picks up, sends one towards the end zone, but Cochler has all the advantage. Doesn't even need to make a play on it. So Downpour will take possession. Ollie Bunson charging up to the front. They get a quick one to Cochler. See that Downpour disc movement, but taken away. Abby Tara securing an interception, and that sets up a score. Cross-field throw. Margaret Davis gets her first goal. Had to have it. Very similar looking score, Charlie, to the same score we basically saw from Downpour on the previous possession that got them into the end zone. Cross-field, backhand, getting to where the break side is.
First big huck, easily defended. And then second huck connecting.
We see some Catlanta players who played in the third place game on the sideline. And this is a team that matched up with both of these sides. They're one of the teams that were able to get 4 on Downpour and put up 7 against Swarm. So Catlanta has put up respectable numbers against some of the best teams in this tournament.
That was the 3rd assist for Lily Terpstra. Having a big game for Utah.
And we said that she kind of had to be able to make an impact without making too many mistakes. Now here's Waybright, looking deep, sends a forehand, just enough room. Huge bidding effort from Linkfield.
Wow, what a layout from Linkfield. This throw trailing towards the line. Does Linkfield make the catch with the feet in bounds? Definitely feet in, but maybe didn't have control of the disc. Observer had a great look at it.
Remarkable even to make it that close. Now Maurer. Great break side movement. Looking to attack into the deep space, but Linkfield's there. Takeaway. Abby Davis's deep look. Unsuccessful. Another chance for Downpour. Donahue, power position. Finds a great crossfield throw after their round is denied. Oh, now it's all Linkfield and Waybright with lots of separation. Linkfield still uncovered, and Waybright takes the timeout. Linkfield perhaps saying I was wide open. Waybright said, "No, let's set something up."
So one more time, let's take a look at this throw from Elsa Waybright along the sideline. And when is this catch completed? It looks like she maybe loses it on the ground. Yeah, that's the issue. Great attempt. Amazing athleticism to make the clap catch here, keep the toes in. Toes definitely in. If the catch is made all the way through the ground, that's a score, but doesn't have the disc, and observer sees it right away.
In live play, I didn't think that it was going to be in. That's incredible that had that play by Linkfield been able to be completed all the way through the catch, that she would have had a score. And like the most spectacular score that I've seen in the past 4 days, perhaps.
Amazing layout.
Well, I'm sure the Downpour coaching staff is hoping for something a little less exciting coming out of this timeout with just 2 yards to go. And Swarm, earlier when we watched them play in the semifinal, like to do some poaching on the vertical stack in the red zone, and it does look like they're trying to set something similar up here, but some confusion on their part about positioning. This just looks like a traditional zone almost. Waybright checks it in, and I don't know how they got that through to Linkfield, but just a perfect edge from Elsa Waybright. Slides it past the cup. Linkfield gets a much-deserved goal, if I'm being honest.
That was a little seeing eye goal line pass, and just a great snapped backhand through 3 defenders into Linkfield.
And the Utah defenders, even before the disc got tapped in, just kind of shifting around, maybe a little nervously, trying to figure out exactly where they wanted to go. And I almost think that kind of nervous movement made the holes a little more obvious for Waybright. But it doesn't matter how obvious a hole is of that size, being able to just pump a disc through it immediately is still an impressive skill. I mean, Elsa Waybright with 5 assists and 2 blocks in this game. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Very impressive performance from Waybright. I think somebody we're going to be talking about for a long time in this sport.
Pull going to the center of the field. Swing. But then just a miscue between the handlers, and that's been something that we saw more of in the first half from Swarm. They dialed that back a little bit, but shooting themselves in their foot a little bit. Got the disc back, however. Up ahead, Terpstra. Just fires one down the sideline. And Swarm keeps it moving. Selfridge gets it over to Onder. Swarm gets a score. And Charlie at 10-5, I mean, even if they don't go on to come back and win this, they can go home as second place and having scored more on Downpour than anybody else in this tournament.
That's right. It's Catlanta scored 4. Riptide scored 4. Utah Swarm has got 5. And look, they're still in this game. They have had break chances in this game. It's about whether they can execute at a high enough level. And I talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. They're going to have to be extremely efficient. But look at that, 1 for 7. And yes, Downpour's been the better team. Downpour's had more break chances. There have been some mistakes from Utah, and the athleticism advantage is clearly on Downpour's side. But it's not that Utah has been completely hapless in this game defensively. They just have not been able to convert at a high enough clip. Can they get it going? We'll see.
And the other thing is, by being efficient, by maintaining possession, you take away the ability for Downpour to get into these fast break scenarios in which they excel so much. And I think really a focus on being a possession-oriented team is the counterplay to the way that this Downpour team is playing. Now, it is a lot easier said than done, given the athleticism and defensive prowess that Downpour possesses. That feels like the most achievable path to success against them available to Swarm at this juncture. Big deep throw on the step around backhand from Donahue, but
another opportunity. 8th break chance here for Swarm.
Swarm, these are the break opportunities they're looking for. It's going to be tough sledding. Got the wind picking up a little bit. Can't get things moving away from the end zone, so it's a short field. And in transition again, Linkfield strikes up the line. Wainwright gets it to Linkfield, and the stats keep coming for that duo.
Wainwright to Linkfield for the second straight time. 11-5 now. And it's just been so difficult for the Swarm D-line to get its offense moving. And we also should talk about, I mean, we're seeing the top players for Downpour on the field on almost every single point. You know, Elsa Wainwright has had a huge impact. 6 assists, 2 blocks, and let's take a look at some of the plays. Great forehand. How about this hammer? Kaboom to the back of the end zone. Showing you all of the skills. Backhand up the sideline. And a little zippy inside backhand front of the end zone for Linkfield, and then right to the front cone. Swarm has not had the answer for Elsa Wainwright, and they have played nearly every point of this game. A couple points off, but when you have the best players out there, and it feels like a Lou Burris special, doesn't it? See the short rotation. They're able to take advantage of their athleticism advantage.
And Burris, of course, not the only leadership involved in the decision-making for this team, and I really probably mostly would say officially that he's a contributor, but I think you could see his fingerprints on this team style of play. And, you know, that replay package we just watched is pretty much also a set of clips for Cyrus Linkfield, who's got 3 goals. Great block on the high throw by Bunsen. Able to knock that down, get the interception, and now pressing their advantage. Downpour gets it back to Burris, and Burris into the end zone. 3rd goal for Aaron Kramer, and they get it out to 12 now.
Downpour is pouring it in. Great little forehand fake up the line to Kramer.
Nothing fancy there. Just hard-nosed defense, get the block, get the short field, and work it in. Downpour getting ready for defense, and you know the scores don't lie from their earlier games. It's not a team that's going to take it easy.
Fans taking in the action.
We've seen the sidelines start to fill up, but we probably have the Utah Swarm U-20 boys over there who are getting ready for the final in the under-20 boys division. We'll have that for you next after this one. Although dreams of a Utah sweep in under-20s seem pretty bleak right now. But I'm sure a silver and a gold would still be a pretty great weekend.
It's just incredible to see the development of this Utah scene. And we talk a lot about Lone Peak High School as one of the formative programs in the state for Youth Ultimate, and that's true, but there's only one Lone Peak player on this Utah Swarm U-20 girls team.
I believe that player is Melissa Swalberg, if memory serves. Handler's working it. High throw up to Selfridge. Selfridge asking for her teammates to space the field, but Terp's just completely uncovered. Margaret Davis trying to fight past the mark of Linkfield. Terpstra breaks free. Great continue from Terpstra. Terpstra, high throw, but able to use her length. Abby Tara able to draw that one in. And you can see that the energy has not left this Swarm team. I said it at the end of the semifinal, there's no quit in Utah.
Well, more involvement from Lily Terpstra and a nice grab from Tara. And we've seen some good O points from Utah.
Yeah, and there you see a little bit of the downside of the risky style of play that Downpour enacts, even on defense. That we've seen a number of poach blocks from them and attempted poach blocks. And there, Terpstra goes up the line, a poach block pops over from Donahue, and Terpstra recognizes that, hey, now I've got two defenders on me. I got a wide open continue, and steps through and delivers that backhand that really, I think, kind of broke up in the end of that possession. So Downpour getting ready to receive.
Oregon chants in the background.
Pull going up for Swarm. Number 1 and number 7 seeds here. The number 7, the low seed in this matchup. That's the highest seed in the boys final. Utah Swarm, the number 7 seed, taking on Oakland Smoke, number 12 seed. This 1 seed Downpour has been shown exactly why they got that 1 next to their name. Kokler, up line, Poach coming to help. Lots of contact. But the disc somehow ends up in the hands of Downpour. I think maybe I got distracted by the contact and the potential conversation on that play, but Bunson's just waiting with the disc in hand.
Yeah, a little bit of a speculative throw from Kokler. Kind of hangs up there. Could have been a block, some contact, might have gone back on a foul had that not been caught by Bunson, but it floats up over the head of both the intended receiver and the defender, and Bunson's there for the grab.
And you can see by the way that disc was flying that Coker kind of leaning back on that a little bit, letting it go with the nose up, and so that gave it that loft, and it almost tailed back towards the thrower at the end of the flight.
You can imagine how Dane Kokler's development is going to continue. Clearly can improve the throws. Has not shown great touch today, has had a few turnovers. That one could have been a turnover. Great power on the throws, but still working on those shorter mid-range forehands. But such a young age, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the future.
Yeah, I feel like that is a coming soon. That's a coming attraction, the well-rounded throwing game for Dane Kokler. It would not surprise me if they're going to be one of the best young players in the country if they aren't right now. Wade Wright ready to pull. Certainly among that group. Svalberg fields it up to Terpstra. Matchup defense from Downpour. And again, that pressure on the downfield forces the handlers to try and maintain possession, and Swarm just not up to the task on that. Link field. Throws it behind, tries to force a break. Tara's able to knock it down. That's got the Utah sideline fired up. Sailing throw, nicely recovered. But Anders continue, leave something to be desired. So Linkfield to get to pick up once more. Linkfield up the middle to Eleni Kaufman. Double bid on the far sideline, and Downpour can't come up with it. I think there may be an injury call away from the play.
Did Terpstra get a hand on that? Big double bid. Terpstra and Ollie Fox going after this one. And no, I think Fox had the disc in their left hand and ground contact causing it to pop out.
So Fox, hopefully he's okay. He heads off the field. Terpstra breaks free from Kokler. Now sending one to the end zone, back shoulder throw. In position is Archibald, but what a snag. Interception from Downpour. Brielle Ramsdahl going up top with authority. Up line. Terpstra versus Kokler in the reset space. I think there may be a stall call. Players trying to decide if they want to stick to it or just retract it, perhaps. I see this with a lot of young players. You call a stall and play starts to continue, everybody else is playing. You're not even sure if you want to call it anymore.
Travel, no contest. We're coming back here.
Travel, same deal. Same kind of situation.
What count are we at? You
and
said
I
8?
do believe there was a travel on the play.
I think you come 8.
Okay.
pair of turnovers exchanged quickly thereafter. So it'll still be Swarm's disc. And a layout block from Wainwright. Poaching gets in the way of Terpstra and now immediately picks up and sends it to Kokler for another score. And, you know, that's that transition. You really don't want to let Downpour get started. And no surprise to see it coming from Wainwright to Kokler. They're the two who are going to be the most dangerous in those situations.
7th assist for Elsa Wainwright, 3rd block. Look at the layout, and then immediately getting up, launching the forehand huck to Kokler for their 4th goal. Boom. 14-6. Utah Swarm has been a tough opponent, but Downpour just too good.
This Downpour team is really tremendous. There's just no way around it. And I think most of all, you know, obviously skilled, deep, very fast and athletic, but they have a clear identity on the field. They have a game plan. They have a style of play, and they force other teams into their game. They control the tempo of the game. They dictate how the game will be played. And teams can't really stand up to that all game long. It is unrelenting. Downpour on the pull. Hammer, early in the possession, tough catch. Secured. Margaret to Abby Davis, now Maurer. Another difficult catch, but Swarm still fighting. Cass Recker. I mean, the tough catches just keep coming. Reset to Recker. Not able to get any forward, continues going, but they just keep pushing the disc forward. One throw at a time, take the reset, look upfield. That's been the recipe for this entire possession. Can they execute in the red zone? Recker around. Poach comes over. Maurer trying to figure out where it was, maybe looking to try and hit the poaching defenders matchup. And another hammer for Maurer. Running out of time. Just tries to get something up, and it's unsuccessful. Great possession, but empty-handed in the end.
The red zone defense from Downpour has been excellent all game long. Just not open options. Stall 9, turnaround, huck and hope.
Kokler considers a deep throw, but instead gets it off the line to Wainwright. Secure hands of Kramer in the middle. Wingfield back to the open side. Now the continuer. Kramer pops up in the air. Kramer can't get to it. Bounces off a few sets of hands, and then into Kramer, who's on the ground. And that will be back-to-back for Downpour. They win the championship 15-6.
Total dominance from Oregon Downpour. They never yield more than 6 goals in a game. Some tremendous athletes, team speed, and a relentless style. Take another look, throw pops up into the air, goes over the head of Kramer, but it pops right back to their hands. And the celebration commences for Downpour. Back-to-back YCC champs.
Favorite all the way through, and deservedly so. And we talked about it a bunch. There was no shortage of opportunities for Utah, but you could just see 1 for 8 for break chances. Not able to get off the field. Downpour gets to leave as champions once again. Swarm, got to be proud of the effort, coming out and putting up the most they'd ever put up against Downpour. Both teams get the tunnel treatment. A lot of winners here at YCC and so much talent on display, Charlie.
Well, and it was a very exciting game. We saw great throwing, some great defense, some big scores, and awesome competition. That's probably the throw of the game for me. Huge hammer over the top. Selfridge coming down with the big sky, and Utah fought hard, but just too many talented players on this Downpour side. Waybright laying out into the lane, picking it up, sending it deep. Dane Kokler all alone. And Oregon Youth Ultimate on fire. Keith, quite a showdown here. 15-6, Oregon Downpour taking down Utah Swarm to win the U-20 girls division here at the Youth Club Championships. We'll be back for the boys final coming up at 2 p.m. Central Time.